Hello students, I hope you all are fine and healthy. We are revising chapter number 10, Respiration in Organisms. In our previous video, we have read that what is respiration? So respiration is the process of breakdown of the food into energy. Basically, respiration helps us to get the energy that is stored in the food. Now we've also read that the respiration is of two types, that is aerobic respiration that requires oxygen. In the aerobic respiration, the breakdown of the food takes place with the help of oxygen or with the use of oxygen. Now in the aerobic respiration, along with the formation of the energy, the carbon dioxide and water are also formed. Now aerobic respiration produces a large amount of energy if we compare it with the anaerobic respiration. Now in most of the living organisms like us and the other animals, the aerobic respiration takes place because we need a large amount of energy for the life processes and the various activities that we do in our daily life. Now in anaerobic respiration, the breakdown of the food, it takes place without the use of oxygen. It means in the anaerobic respiration, the thing or the living organism does not need oxygen. Okay. So when the breakdown of the food takes place without the use of oxygen, then it is known as anaerobic respiration. Now the anaerobic respiration mostly takes place in the microorganisms, like yeast is a microorganism, that is a single celled microorganism. Now in the yeast the anaerobic respiration takes place. Now in the anaerobic respiration, less amount of energy is produced as compared to aerobic respiration. Now during the anaerobic respiration, the alcohol and carbon dioxide are also formed along with the energy. So that's why the yeast are used in making the alcoholic products like the wine and beer, because the alcohol that is produced in the anaerobic respiration. Now in the anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide is also produced, due to which the yeast are also used in the manufacturing of the cakes, pastries and the bread, because the carbon dioxide that is produced during anaerobic respiration, it makes the cakes, breads and pastries fluffy and spongy. Now today we will learn what happens to the air which we breathe in or which we take in. What happens to the air that we breathe in? Now the air that we take in during the breathing, the air that we take in or that we breathe in during the process of respiration, so that air is known as the inhaled air. Inhaled air means the air that we take in. Now the air that we breathe out or that we gives out, which contain a large amount of carbon dioxide, that is known as the exhaled air. It is known as the exhaled air. Now we know that air is a mixture of different gases. We know that air is a mixture of different gases. Mixture of different gases. Now it contains gases like nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, water vapors, etc. Now, along with these gases, many other gases are also present, but they are present in very less amount or very less quantity. So, during the breathing, or we can say during the inhalation, the air that we inhale or the inhaled air, it is also a mixture of these all gases, and the air that we breathe out, or that is known as the exhaled air, it is also a mixture of different gases. Now let's see what happens to these gases when we breathe in, or when we inhale, and when we exhale. So in the respiration process, nitrogen is neither used up, neither it is produced. Nitrogen is neither used up, nor it is produced, So if it is neither used up nor produced, so it means that the amount of nitrogen that we will take in and that we will give out, it will remain same. So the amount of nitrogen in the inhaled air as well as the exhaled air, it remains same. So it is 78%. It is 78%. So nitrogen is 78% in the air that we inhale or that we exhale out. So it is neither getting used nor produced. Means its amount or its proportion will be same. Now carbon dioxide. We know that during the process of respiration, carbon dioxide is produced. It means that the amount of carbon dioxide in the exhaled air that we will give out, it will be more than the carbon dioxide that is present in the inhaled air. Why? Because carbon dioxide is not used in the respiration, but it is being produced. It means its amount will increase. So the amount of carbon dioxide will increase. It will increase because carbon dioxide is produced during respiration. It is getting produced. Now the carbon dioxide that is present in the inhaled air, it is 0.04%. It is 0.04% of the inhaled air. Okay, in the inhaled air, the amount of carbon dioxide is 0.04%. Now, during the respiration, carbon dioxide is produced that gets mixed with the exhaled air and it comes out. So, the exhaled air, it contains 4.4% of carbon dioxide. It contains 4.4% of carbon dioxide. It is approximately 100 times of the inhaled carbon dioxide. Means the amount of carbon dioxide in the exhaled air, it is approximately 100 times more than the carbon dioxide that is present in the inhaled air. Okay. Now let's talk about the oxygen. So we know that most of the living organisms takes place aerobic respiration. Means in the most living organisms aerobic respiration takes place. Now aerobic respiration takes place with the help of the oxygen. So it means in the aerobic respiration oxygen is used, whereas it is not produced during aerobic respiration. So when it is used during the aerobic respiration, it means that its amount will decrease, or we can say its proportion in the air will decrease. Now in the inhaled air, 21% of oxygen is present. Inhaled air contains 21% of the oxygen, whereas the exhaled air contains 16.4% of oxygen. So we can see here that the inhaled air is containing more oxygen as compared to the exhaled air. Now this decrease in oxygen is because some amount of the oxygen is used in the aerobic respiration in the cells. So that's why its amount is getting decreased. Now the water vapors. Now the water vapors are also produced during the aerobic respiration, but they are not used in the respiration. In the aerobic respiration, water vapors are not used, but they are getting produced. It means its amount is going to increase. Its amount will be more in the exhaled air as compared to the inhaled air. Now the water vapors that are present in the inhaled air, it is very little, or we can say very less amount of water vapors are there, whereas the exhaled air contains large amount of water vapors. It contains large amount of water vapors. Even we can check whether the water vapors are present in the air that we breathe out or that is the exhaled air. For that, what we can do, we can breathe out on the screen of our phone, on a mirror, on a piece of glass. We will see that the tiny droplets of water will be formed on the surface of the glass. So it shows that the water vapors are present in the exhaled air. Now we will learn about the breathing and respiration in the other organisms. So first of all, we will learn about breathing in earthworm. First of all, we will learn about breathing in earthworm. The earthworm breathes with the help of their skin. It breathes with the help of their skin. Now the skin of the earthworm, it is wet and very thin. It is wet, or you can say it is moist and thin. Now the skin of the earthworm, it is having a good supply of blood. It is having a good supply of blood. So in the earthworm, the oxygen that is required for the respiration in the cells, that is absorbed through the skin. The oxygen in the earthworm is absorbed through the skin. It is absorbed through the skin. Now this oxygen is then carried by the blood to the different cells of the earthworm's body. It is carried to the different cells of the earthworm's body. Then there this oxygen is used for the respiration in the cells. This oxygen is then used for the respiration. Now in the respiration, carbon dioxide is produced. In the respiration, carbon dioxide is produced in the cells. So this blood then brings back this produced carbon dioxide to the skin, and from the skin then this carbon dioxide is exhaled out. This is given out. So in the earthworm, the breathing takes place with the help of the moist and thin skin, through which the oxygen is absorbed, and through that thin skin only the carbon dioxide produced is removed or exhaled. Now we will learn about breathing in fishes. Breathing in fishes. Now, for the breathing, the fishes are having a special organ that is known as the gills. So, in the fishes, the breathing takes place with the help of gills. Now, these gills are present on the both sides of their head. On both sides of head. Now, these gills are covered by the gill covers. They are covered by the gill covers. That's why the gills are not visible to us from the outside. Now, these gills helps the fish to absorb the oxygen, or we can say to use the oxygen that is dissolved in the water. They help the fish to use the dissolved oxygen that is present in the water. Now when fish wants to breathe, so what it do? It takes water which is having the oxygen dissolved in it through its mouth. So what it do? It takes water, or it swallows water from the mouth. Now then this water passes over its gills. This water passes over the gills of the fishes. Passes over gills of the fishes. Now the gills are having many blood vessels. The gills are having many blood vessels in it. Now the blood that is present in the gills, it absorbs the oxygen from the water, and then this oxygen is carried by the blood to the various parts of the body. Then in the fish body, then this oxygen is used for the respiration, and the carbon dioxide that is produced, it is again brought back by the blood to the lungs, and not to the lungs, to the gills. Then from the gills, that carbon dioxide is expelled out in the surrounding water. So in the fish, the gills are the breathing organ which helps it to use the oxygen that is present in the water, and it also helps to remove the carbon dioxide in the surrounding water. Now, most of the aquatic animals, which live in water, they are having gills. So they breathe with the help of gills. Some aquatic animals like the dolphins and the whales, they don't have the gills. So they are having lungs for the breathing. So whenever they have to breathe in, or whenever they have to take in oxygen, so they comes to the surface of the water and they breathe in. Now, like human beings or the other animals that lives on land, they don't have the gills. That's why we can't survive in the water, because we don't have the gills. So our blood can't absorb the oxygen that is dissolved in the water. Now the next is breathing in insects. Next is breathing in insects. The insects are having very tiny holes that are present on the underside, or you can say that are present on the bottom of their body. Now these holes, the tiny holes, are known as the spiracles. They are known as spiracles. So in the insects, the air enters the body through these tiny holes that are known as spiracles, and inside their body there are narrow tubes that are known as the tracheal tubes. Now when the air enters through the spiracles, then it is carried in the tracheal tubes, and from there it is absorbed by the blood. Now the carbon dioxide that is produced, it is then again released into the trachea, and then it is carried back to the spiracles, from where it is exhaled out. So in the insects, the breathing takes place with the help of the spiracles. So that's it, students. We will continue our chapter in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.